What is up, guys? The Jedi here, and today we're going to be talking about some NFL stuff. So, without further ado, I am going to go here, scroll down here. Preseason's done. So yeah, here's the NFL game. Some have ended, some have just ended, some are still playing. Right now, let's look at what happened here with the Browns and the Bengals. So team stats. Okay. Alright, so nothing much. A couple of sacks thrown around here and here. Joe Flacco had 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown. I'm guessing that other interception came from the final ender. But this game was okay though. Since I'm going to look at the standings. Alright, so as you can see, Bengals are on top. Ravens haven't battled yet, so let's see how they would do against the Bills. But Steelers are in second place, Bengals are in first, Browns are in last place as usual. As you look at the NFC East, the Cowboys are in third place, Giants are in last place, Eagles are in second place, Commanders are in first place. Buccaneers are in first place as usual. And if you look at the AFC West, well, the Broncos are trying to get the win out. As we look towards their game, they're trying to close it out. They're in their own territory at the 38, trying to at least close that out. Yeah, they're trying to close that out. Oh, and Pittsburgh forecast September 7th. I'll look at that later. Alright. The only thing that shocked me today was the Indianapolis Colts, who has no wins during their time. Well, they do have wins in openers, but they haven't had one in a little while. In a big while. They were 0-10-1 until they beat the Dolphins today, which was a shocker of all teams, because the Miami Dolphins, they are known for their explosiveness. But as you look around here, close games here and here. Some were blowouts. Commanders blew out the Giants. Colts blew out the Dolphins. And the rest were close. Well, depending on what happens today. Well, the Packers and Lions were kind of a blow, but nah. Let's look at this game. Seahawks and 49ers. How did they block? I said block. Brock Purdy. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And the Niners won a close one. Okay, not enough sacks. Alright. But some defense here and here. Alright. So, we're going to look at the Steelers and Jets in a second. Let's talk about the Eagles and Cowboys. Well, I might have talked about that in my other recent video, but well, I don't want to go to Jaguars, and you know what? Let's not talk about Eagles and Cowboys. Let's talk about what's next for the Eagles. I'm going to go to their standings, go to the National Football Conference, which is the NFC. Oh my god, the John is... Now that I would use the word John. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so the Eagles. They got the Chiefs next. Oh my god, the computer is giving me the hard time right now. I'm on my laptop trying to... Alright, here we go. It's functioning now. Alright, so as you can see, the Eagles, they'll play the Chiefs. Chiefs played yesterday and lost. No, not yesterday. Friday. Today, Sunday. And of course, the game will be on Fox. So a Super Bowl rematch between the Eagles and the Chiefs. Eagles are looking kind of slinky themselves. So this should be a fun matchup. But I recommend this game being week 3 instead of week 2. I wish they've put it as that in the process instead of what they have it now. But it doesn't matter. And as we go with the Steelers, like I said, they're in second place. Bengals might actually take the first place of the AFC North. Steelers haven't took the AFC North. And again, my laptop's giving me the frustration right now. Why is it oh my god, I'm going to have to exit out of here. Alright, now go here to the Steelers. Alright, here we go. Steelers and Jets. Let's talk about this. They got the Seahawks on the 14th, which is also on Fox. I might not see that in the Philadelphia region area. But let's talk about this game. So, Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdowns. And he is 22 of 30. So he's back to his original old self, as you might expect. But in addition, DK Metcalf has 4 receptions, 83 yards. I'm expecting more from him next game against his former team, the Seahawks. Alex Highsmith has 5 tackles, 3 assist tackles. He has 8 tackles in total. He has 1 sack. They also forced a fumble, and I'm guessing it was because of Highsmith. But Darius Slay looks good. Who else? Jalen Ramsey looks good. He's the one that knocked that pass away, which I will actually put that on view. TJ Watt looks okay. I saw that they switched him. They moved him around a little bit. He was on the right side and then left side and back to the right side and stuff. So they switched him around, which is good. He has 5 tackles. Cameron Hayward has 3 tackles, which is good. So this team tackling defensively is good. The problem is they need to cause more pressure, because let's look at the team stats and show you why. They have 1 sack, and they only forced 1 fumble, and they only had 25 minutes of possession of the ball. And the offensive line for Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, they need to get settled right now, because Aaron Rodgers got blasted 4 sacks and very crucial situations on the field while trying to score points, whether it's in the middle of the field or midfield or at the beginning of their goal line. Aaron Rodgers was taking sacks just left and right. But Aaron Rodgers balled out. Steelers won. It is what it is, 34-32. Now let's look at Justin Fields. Justin Fields. Now, you guys might say Justin Fields improved, but to my perspective, the reason why Justin Fields went 16 of 22 with a good passing yardage today, because I'll say he did this against the Steelers for another reason, and because the Steelers defense, they're doing it again. Why else did you think Justin Fields was able to blast runs and just fling the balls, whatever? Now, there was one play that I think he should have ended the game. But he had 2 rushing touchdowns, 12 carries for 48 yards. But he did take advantage of the Steelers secondary today. Both quarterbacks did. Running was the Jets' favorite. Running for the Steelers was not. Jaylen Warren had 11 carries, 37 yards. So that offensive line really needs to get up in running by Today's week 1. So they need to get this, like, by the Steelers and Browns game on October 12th. Yeah. And then they got the Bengals right after the Browns in Cincinnati. So they really, so after your bye week, you have to step up. So if they don't get this settled by after the bye week, then they're in trouble. Browns, Bengals, then you got the Packers. And this is going to be a phenomenon for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers organization and their franchise. Then you got the Colts that beat the Steelers twice. And then you got the Chargers. Then you got your division opponent again, then the Bears. You got the Bills. And you got your division opponent Ravens down the line December 7th. I'll be stoked for that. Then you got them again January 4th of next year, 2026. So you really, if the Steelers, if they can find a way to get that offensive line in good preparation by the Browns game, then perfect. If not, then we're in so much trouble. I'm not saying that the Browns might win against the Steelers. They might actually shock us Steelers fans this year by winning in Pittsburgh. They might. So, let's keep our fingers crossed that might not happen. And then again, you got the Bengals, then you got the Packers. So you got, 3 crucial games that might actually be in play this October. And then November is where things get a little bit tougher, depending on how each of these teams roll out. And this is a competitive seed too. You got the Bears. They already dealt with the Jets. So now I got the Seahawks again. Other than that, yeah. I mean, it's not like last year. But, yeah. I did not mean to go to the Bills. But if you look at the Bills, they have the Jets next week on the 14th, which is at 1 o'clock p.m. in New Jersey. Then I got the Dolphins, the Saints, and the Patriots. Then I got the Chiefs November 2nd. Let's see how that does. Mahomes and Josh Allen on November 2nd. This should honestly be on December 28th, but I don't know what the NFL. I don't know why the NFL just. I don't know. All right, so heading on to the NFC side, Eagles. They beat the Cowboys. I've explained something about that in one of my other videos. They got the Chiefs next week, like I said, or if I didn't say it already. Now, I really want them to beat the Buccaneers. They might not beat the Rams. They might not beat the Chiefs. So the Eagles could go 1-2 to start the season before heading into Week 4 against the Buccaneers. So let's see if they cannot. I mean, if they do go 1-4. I mean, the Rams were a playoff team last year. So this is going to be a little bit tougher. This is where the tougher stuff comes. You got the Chiefs, a Division 1 winner. You got the Rams, and then you got the Buccaneers. Then you got the Broncos in the mix as well. But they were in the third slot of their division and a playoff team. So you really have a bunch of these teams to work with. Dallas doesn't really count. This is your division opponent, but, it is what it is. But you got 4 playoff teams coming up, so more than likely they might go 1-2, and hopefully they can beat the Buccaneers. I made a video on the Buccaneers, and I will make it again once that time comes on September 28th. And then my birthday, October 5th, the Eagles play on the they play the Broncos. on a day that was birthed out, October the 5th. Then the 9th, they got the Giants, and they got a bye week. When, let me see, when's their bye week. When is the Eagles' bye week? Week 9. The Philadelphia Eagles have their bye week during week 9 of the NFL season, with their next schedule being on a Monday, November 10th. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, this is a Thursday night game. Okay. And then they got the Vikings on the... Okay. I understand now. Okay, perfect. So it's after... Okay. I understand now. Got confused for a second. Other than that, yeah, they're going to be in for it now with these 4 teams coming up. Because these are 4 playoff teams. They got the Vikings. Yeah, and then they got... Yeah, Giants, Vikings, and the Giants. This is tricky. I did say that in one of my previous videos, if not already. Then you got the Packers and Lions. Then you got the Cowboys at division opponents. So you got 2 playoff teams after you come from your bye week, plus your division opponent. Then you got the Bears on Black Friday. Then you got another playoff team, the Chargers. Then you got the Raiders, which is nothing against the Eagles. So they should be able to beat them with no problem, depending on the Raiders. But then you got the Commanders, Bills, and Commanders. This is another struggle. You got to play the Commanders twice in 2.5 games from each other, from December 20th to January 4th, which is when is December? That was a test. Oh, what you just saw, that was a test video, so I did not mean to have that up there. There we go. There's the calendar. So December 20th is on a Sunday. Oh, that's a Saturday, actually. So they'll play the Bills again. Okay. Oh, they got a bunch of rests. Okay, they got a bunch of rests. A bunch of rests. Oh, wait, except... Okay. This shouldn't be... Yeah, this shouldn't be a problem for the Eagles. They got a bunch of rests. Okay, I'm looking at very, very wrong from a different perspective. Okay. They got a bunch of rest because these days are on Saturdays, and then this is on a Sunday. If we look again. Or no. Sunday, December 28th was on the Sunday of December. The 20th is on a Saturday. And then January 4th is on a Sunday. Okay, so they actually got a good phenomenon of a break to get ready for the Commanders when that time comes. Now the Giants, the Vikings, and then Giants again. That I am a little uncertain, because then you gotta play. I think this happened before as well. I just can't think of it right now. But I mean, you got the Giants. This is a Thursday night. Just to let you know, and then you're on a little mini bye week. You have the Vikings on October 19th, which is a Sunday. So you gotta get ready for 10 days. You have 10 days to get ready for this team, and then you gotta play the Giants again. So the Eagles could split with the Giants, like they can do with the Commanders. That's what I'm actually assuming right now in the process. But other than that, like I said a little bit ago, they have these 4 playoff teams to work with, starting with the Chiefs, and then the Rams, Buccaneers, and Broncos. Vikings could have been right here for week 6, but they got the Giants. But it doesn't matter. Your division opponent can still give you problems. So this Eagles schedule looks kind of tricky. They could split with the Giants and the Commanders. Dallas, I'm not sure, but they can split with the Giants and Commanders. That's what I'm actually assuming right now in the process. But this is only week 1. The Eagles have a shot against the Chiefs and the Rams. And then the Buccaneers. They really have to beat the Buccaneers. But yeah, I will have a video by that time comes this month. And on top of that, going back to the Steelers, I should have mentioned this when I was viewing the Steelers. September 28th at 9:30, the Steelers will be in Ireland. Man, oh man, oh man, I have to might go to sleep a little bit early and wake up. Yeah, I think I might have to do that. Well, I'm not going to Ireland, but to see this game, 'cause I like to wake up like extremely at 9:30 sometimes, so I have to, I guess, go to sleep at a little earlier time during the evening, the day before September 28th, so I can be right on point to see this game. And then they're on bye week. And then week 6, they'll play the Browns, as you can see. So, yeah. And the Steelers' defensive stats and Eagles' defensive stats, I will get that updated as soon as possible. Right now, going at some stuff, still, update and stuff, and then I'll deal with that in the process. So I will review the Steelers defensive stats and Eagles defensive stats really soon. If you guys are probably wondering. But yeah, the Steelers schedule seems to be in a perfect setting, despite the fact that they got to play 2 Ohio teams back to back, one in Pittsburgh and one in Cincinnati. Then they got to come back to Pittsburgh for 2 games. And then they got to be away in Los Angeles, which is the second home, by the way, of the Steelers. If you don't know what I mean by that, I recommend you watching a couple Steelers and Chargers recent history battles, and you'll probably understand. And then they have the Ravens, the last game of the season. So they're in Cleveland. And the Steelers sometimes can't beat the Browns in Cleveland for, I don't know what's the reason of that. And then they got the Ravens for the last game. So, chances are they're going to lose to the Browns. And they're going to lose to the Ravens probably, these 2 last games of the season. So, hopefully they can get a 10-win mark or a 9th win mark before that time comes. But I do see this team going 9-8 or 10-7 again. Or they might go 8-8 with a tie. And they might tie it with either the Lions or the Browns. Not sure. Jensberg. Rodgers domination. Old gunslinger stuns the Jets with 4 touchdowns. But yeah, he did. He stung everyone. 4 touchdowns. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, I'm just bluffing here. Alright, so, enough with football. Or, a matter of fact, let's actually see if some of these games ended. Okie dokie, so let's see. Alright, so the Texans did not win. All they needed was a touchdown. They failed to do that. 14-9 Rams. Broncos survived 20-12, and they are might be in first place, second place I should say. Raiders lost. Oh no, they won. So as you look at the AFC West now, you have the Broncos in third place, Raiders in first place, Chargers in first place, Chiefs are in last place. Looks like it's the Chiefs' turn to be in the last place for now until week 2 comes. And then, they got the Eagles, so hopefully, some of these teams could get a help from the Eagles. I'm pretty sure Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos fans will probably just want the Chiefs to die already in their misery. Let's look at the Chiefs' schedule before I move on to a different topic, which is baseball. So they got the Chiefs, Eagles. Then they got the Giants. So we have to see how they will deal with the Eagles and Giants. And they got the Ravens. Then they got Jacksonville. And Jacksonville's looking kind of good since they got Travis Hunter and those other guys. And then they got the Lions. So not really good for the Chiefs for the next 5 of these games. They got the Raiders. Oh, no. Actually, matter of fact, no thanks. No, it's not going to be good. They might actually have a shot versus the Colts, but that's unlikely right now due to what the coach just did to what's his face, Miami Dolphins, and Tyreek Hill and them. So the Chiefs are in for it now. They got a playoff team. They got they might beat the Giants depending on what the Giants does, but right now I'm not even so certain. But then they got the Ravens, Jaguars. What's his face? I just said his name. I forget. But yeah, they got the Jacksonville Jaguars, which might not be easy. They got the Lions. They got the Raiders, a division opponent. You got the Commanders. You got the Bills. They're severe rival of the playoffs. And then you got your division opponent again. Then you got the Colts, Cowboys, Texans. You got the Chargers, Titans. Now I do seem to beat the Titans, Broncos, and then you got the Raiders. So not good for the Chiefs right now in the process. Now you could beat the Giants. You could beat the Colts. Right now, their division's looking pretty strong. I'm not even sure if they're going to be able to beat the Giants anyway, due to what the Giants have. I'm shocked that they're playing the Giants in the primetime header. But a bunch of Chiefs games is coming my way in my area. I was able to see this yesterday. I'm going to watch this game next week. And then this is on Prime TV. I said Prime TV. Yeah, this is on live television. This is probably not going to be on live television. I'm not expecting it to. This is going to be on live television. This is definitely going to be on live television. This probably won't. And this is going to be on live television just because, well, it's obvious because, yeah, it's obvious. This is going to be on live television, and this is going to be on live television. So basically, I am going to be seeing a bunch of Chiefs games this season. Probably more than the Steelers. Or probably going to be the same amount. But, yeah, Patrick Mahomes has a shot against this Eagles team. So, yeah, it is what it is. Let's look at the Cowboys. Cowboys have the Giants, so they're more than likely to show this in the Philadelphia region area for obvious reasons because they're in the same division as Eagles and the Commanders and stuff. NFC East. You know what it is. And then, Oh, they got the Packers week 4. Ha ha ha. And it's in Dallas. Yeah, let's see how that goes without them using Micah Parsons. They also got the Bears, so they also got to see how Caleb Williams is going to be. Other than that, the Cowboys basically have a tough one as well. I don't really see them doing anything, really. So, I mean, they showed up to the Eagles, gave the Eagles a fight, but wasn't enough. Giants will be in Dallas. Let's look at the Giants' schedule. I like how they went 3-0 in the preseason. As soon as the regular season comes, they got destroyed. They'll be home against the Chiefs and Chargers before going away against the Saints, and then they'll be home again versus the Eagles week 6. And yeah, so I think that's it. I will get with this in a second to read some comments and show some stuff that happened during the game. I'm going to try not to play any audio though with this. Okay, so let's talk about some baseball. Pirates sucked. They suck again. 10-2. This Brewers. This is the team that I really hate. I don't know why I can't beat them. So they sweep the Dodgers, but they cannot sweep the Brewers. So as you look at their standings, it's the same as usual. They're in last place. They got their 80th loss of the season. They're 42-33 at home, which is good. But you know, the Rockies are bad. No need to explain it anymore about the Rockies. Phillies have complete control of their division, the National League East. I do not see. Well, as a matter of fact, I do. The Mets are behind them, but they have complete control. I believe they've lost today. So if they keep losing, if they lose 7 more times and the Mets keep winning, they will automatically, I guess, take the lead. The Marlins are somewhat behind the Mets, so the Phillies still have a lot to worry about. They're 38-37 away. They're 45-23 at home. Pirates are 22-47 away, but they're also, again, they're doing good at home, 42-33. Their next home game will be against the Chicago Cubs and the Athletics, the Oakland Athletics. And then they'll finish the 6 games away against the division rival Reds and then the Braves. And then that's it for the Pirates season. No playoffs, as usual, for the Pirates. But the next home game is on Monday, September 15th, which is not too long, which is a Monday. Today's a Sunday. Tomorrow will be Monday. They'll be in Baltimore. So let's see how they do with Baltimore. Yeah, they'll be in Baltimore Tuesday. And then they'll wrap that up to the 11th. And then they'll watch the National, which is in D.C. And then they're home for the next 6 games. And then that's it for the season for the Pirates. But everything is staying the same. Yankees, I don't know what happened. I believe they were in first place at some point, and they've landed to the Blue Jays. Astros are back at it. Tigers, Brewers are in front of the division as usual. Dodgers, like honestly, dude, I despise this Miami team. I said Miami team. This Milwaukee team. Like I really despise this Milwaukee team. I really hate it. But speaking of this division, so looks like the Cubs and the Brewers might be the two teams in our division. Well, in the division of the Pirates, they might go into the playoffs. Phillies and Mets might go into the playoffs, depending on what's going to happen. Dodgers and Padres might go into the playoffs. Blue Jays, Tigers, Royals. The Royals are expecting a playoff. I'm not sure how baseball works in the decision for playoffs, but the Phillies are up there. They don't have to worry about nothing. They lost for the Marlins today for a odd reason. I don't know how they lost to the Marlins. You had a shot to blow them out, and you did not. They got the Mets tomorrow, so this should actually be a severe competitive see between these two teams since they're neck and neck with each other. It's in Philly. Then here come the Royals. Then you got the Dodgers, so might be some toughness for the Phillies. But the Phillies need it. But they need to show it against the Nets. I said Nets, the Mets. And that's kind of it for the Pirates. Now let's see the Steelers and Jets history. Just want to show you guys the record that's right now. So let's do that. Waiting for this to load. And the Steelers, as you can see, are... Oh, my eye is itching. Alright, that's better. Get that out of here. Alright, so the Steelers are 22-7 against the Jets. They are on a 2-win streak. Let's check the games, which is at home. Steelers are 11-2 against the Jets at home. They are 11-5 in New York against the Jets. I don't know why I just said New York, but you know what I mean when I said New York, which is New Jersey. I don't know why I can't just play in New York. This asked the Mets and the Yankees to use the stadiums. It is what it is. Blah 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 blah. And as you look at these games and all, and yeah, that's the Jets and Steelers little histories. I don't know why this thing keep popping up. All right, well enough with that. If you guys want to take a picture, you guys can rewind. Well, I don't know. If you guys want to take a picture of what was just shown on the screen, go ahead. Yeah. So let's talk about this game. First of all, before I do that, let's talk about this scoreboard. This scoreboard. Why does the scoreboard look so good? And then on top of that, they have this. Yeah, they got like another scoreboard showing all the games and stuff up here. It just looks so decent. It really looks so decent. And that's kind of it. This is honestly better than the Fox scoreboard, if you know what I mean. Like, this is really decent. Whoever decided to have this like this deserves some money and an A+. I actually want to know, how do you design a scoreboard? But let's look at this. Turn the audio off, but what was with the sack, dude? Alright, so after they kick a field goal, so here's Aaron Rodgers. Alright, so this looks like a shotgun play. Well, not a shotgun play. I forgot that play. I don't know, but anyway, this is a passing play, as you can see. So it's a deep pass play. And he literally goes in trying to be hero and gets sacked. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know why they put all the receivers out and this happened. First play was a sack. The reason why I'm complaining about that is because this is what's going to happen this entire season. This is going to happen in games, probably in back-to-back games, if this doesn't get taken care of. 4 sacks were allowed, and this was the reason. Now, let me see if I can try to find another one. But there was some flashes. But right now I'm showing you the struggles. I don't really got time doing that right now. But yeah, like, seriously though, this is what's going to happen right now if this doesn't get fixed up right now. Sacks is going to keep piling up. So, let's look at the comments. I'm only going to read a little bit. A Jets and Steelers shootout wasn't on my bingo card. Best game of the year so far. Depends. It depends, buddy. It depends, my man. It depends. Freedom 6692. It depends. Let's look at some of these comments that apply to him. Really? LOL. Grandpa Rodgers being the worst team in the league. Okay, if you say so. I honestly, the Jets might not be worse this year. I'm just saying they might not be worse this time. Yes, because it was a well played game. Honestly, the NFL made their predictions. If you haven't looked on their social media page, I don't really do that really, but they all percentages said Steelers will win the game versus the Jets in a close game. And honestly, a 34 to 32 actually was actually the correct formation that they predicted. So, but as you look down here, bro, the Browns literally shot themselves in the foot like 10 times today. They are far worse than. I mean, the Bengals beat them 17-16. I mean, I didn't see the game, but I guess they did. Even Rodgers couldn't save them. That makes them the worst. All right, Rodgers. If Rodgers did not get them into a somewhat field goal range, luckily Boswell has a leg, and he is player of the game with that clutcher. I did not expect him to make that shot. Let me see if I can get that. Yeah, literally, once this thing loads, I can show you. I'm still waiting for this thing to load. Can this thing just load? Yeah, literally right around here. Like literally right around here, as you can see. Like right around here. And then, which basically set Boswell up for a field goal. which was right here. This was a 61-yarder, they said. Yeah, no, a 60-yarder. Like, just watch him make that field goal. And this thing is lagging, skipping. Alright. But no, seriously though, he just made that. I can't believe he just made that from 60 yards. And then another play, which was on defense. Steelers was trying to end the game, which they did. Alright, so as you watch this right here. Alright, so here's Fields. Alright, so this is a 4-man rush. They got pressure. They got to a receiver. Okay, that's good. Next play. Okay, so they send in a blitz. 6-man blitz. Fields is pressured. He sidesteps, and then the ball gets knocked away by Jalen Ramsey, which actually he might actually be a good Steeler this year. He should have came to the Steelers from day one, back in 2022 or 2023. I was really pissed off that he did not do that, but he fits the Steelers perfectly. All right, next play. After that little pass tipped. So they send in a 3-man blitz. Fields. So he throws. But his receiver dropped it. So watch him again, and then. So wait, we rewind this again. Let me see. So they Steelers rush a 3-man blitz. They had a couple spies. So he instead on. Oh, okay. That's why he didn't run. He could have actually still run because the Steelers were very horrible in stopping runs today. But they played it perfectly. I don't know how he dropped this pass. I don't know how he dropped this pass. I really don't know how he dropped that pass. Garrett Wilson. So the top receiver dropped the pass. But I also think Fields should have also ran, or at least tried to notch his way for a first down. Because he does have the strength, but I guess it was a good idea to throw it to your receiver. But your top receiver did not make the catch. So, it is what it is. And to be honest, that's kind of what I have for today's video. Yeah. Week 1 is coming to a close. Well, there's still 2 teams left. And then week 2 will start on a Thursday, which is this upcoming week. But yes, as your host, the Jedi is out. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.